snubs, and some interesting fashion choices at the Oscars last night. And did Halle Berry get sweet, sweet revenge against Adrien Brody?
Oh, that sweet, sweet revenge. And there's a puff date involving a cast member from making the band. We're going to get into that.
And I'm Tiarra Monet, and I'm ready to get into all of it.
All right, welcome to Side Dish.
Bong, bong. Welcome back, game. It's a brand new week. Happy Monday to you, and especially you. We here at Side Dish are more than just an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We the whole damn meal. You hungry?
You hungry? Oh, you hungry? Whatever you do, be sure to like and subscribe to our Dish Nation YouTube channel and hit that bell so you get notified when we go live. Also, same thing for Fox Soul's YouTube channel. And also, shout out to everybody watching on Fox Soul. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yep.
Also joining us today is a Georgia peach, by the way, of the Bronx. She's an OG on these digital streets. She covers all things beauty, all things lifestyle and fashion, and she's also an entrepreneur. It's your fairy glam cousin, Tiarra Monet.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited. I came in my Oscar, finest today.
Oh.
You would have slayed on the red carpet had you hit that. You know what I mean?
I would have been side dish on the carpet.
Yeah.
Yo, so from the Bronx to the A, trading in your apple for a peach?
We eat from both. I like both fruits.
Okay.
We're not trading in a thing.
Oh, all right.
But
We'll keep
yeah,
them all.
no, I am a Bronx girl, always will be.
Word up, man. So you got a papple. It's like a peach and an apple.
A papple?
Yeah.
Just an apple.
Okay,
And
cool.
we eat some peach cobbler.
Okay.
Fair enough. Nice
Like
little
that.
balance, man.
Right.
Shout out to everybody already falling into the chat.
Yeah,
Batty
we love
Twins
y'all
TV.
already.
Looks like they got some serious love for you. What up, Dish family? Coming from Chanel Cook. Well, let's cook it up. Now, before we dive into the show, we have to acknowledge a tragic loss to the culture and our musical heritage. Singer, songwriter, actress, and producer Angie Stone has passed away over the weekend at the age of 63 after a tragic car crash. She's been in the music business for decades, and in the 70s, she was in the hip-hop duo The Sequence, and then in the 90s, she was a part of the group Vertical Hold, and then in the 2000s, she started her solo career with unforgettable songs like Wish I Didn't Miss You, No More Rain in This Cloud. She even sang the hit theme song for Girlfriends.
Girlfriend.
See, and I learned that this week. I had no idea.
Soundtrack of my childhood. I am just, that was just really hard news to hear.
It is.
I hate seeing someone's last social media post.
Oh, yeah.
That's just so haunting, but I'm sending love to her family.
Yeah, and it's one thing to be a fan of people's music, but she was a person that I would have the privilege of crossing paths with on a semi-regular basis, and she was one of those people who always made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Every time I was here, she always had just something bright and upbeat to
Energy,
say, and she made me feel like $1 million when sometimes I felt like a nickel. And to see her no longer be here, not feel her energy,
Unreal.
hits me a certain way. But our thoughts are with her 2 children, her family, fans, and all that loved her. And there's millions of y'all out there because I've been seeing it on the line, man. So R.I.P. Angie Stone. You're one of a kind, and there'll never be another.
One of a kind.
Whew, all right, so woosah. I ain't
Clear it
crying,
out.
you crying.
I know, I'm just so happy, but yeah.
Well, the light in the mood, we got to get to the funny, so it's time for Feed Me. Now, don't shoot the messenger, but for some years, a large behind has been attributed to the Kardashians.
I thought it was me.
You definitely invented the chat for those who didn't see you when you come in.
Y'all ain't see it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, someone is coming for the top spot, and actually it's a sheep. What?
A sheep.
Take a look.
Oh.
What in the...
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. This is inappropriate.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time. Is this the same? Good Lord.
Yo.
This is inappropriate, and anybody that watches this, I have a lot of questions for.
What, is this a special sort of Eastern sheep? What's going on here?
Sheep BBLs? Why?
Sheep BBLs? That's the Baba L?
Oh, the disrespect
is
of
this the
Oh
sheep.
my God, no, not the same sheep.
Oh.
Wow. Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
hold you. The meat probably tastes real good.
Why do they have
probably
dump
does.
trucks like that?
It has to be a BBL. They are injecting them with something.
I mean,
Wow.
yo, and it's
That ain't
almost like they're
action.
twerking as they walk.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that Sheeps was holding like that in the back. Is it because they're shaved that we see this?
No, that is me. Why are they jiggling it like
I
that?
know, you're just walking up and grabbing without even getting permission. You get kicked out of the club for that.
I'm a little uncomfortable, guys, because we know what happens We know what happens
What
in these meat
happens?
plants. Y'all heard
Oh,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
What?
nah.
What the workers were doing to the chickens and
what
y'all think they doing to these sheep?
Listen, up in that looks like
the
that's one of those
fatties.
mountain countries where you don't know what's going on up there. Evidently, it's a rare breed of sheep. It's in Central Asia. It's a Central Asian sheep, which is even honestly more surprising.
I would think
now.
that would be in Africa somewhere.
You would think.
too. Or
You
Brazil.
would think.
Oh, Brazil. But I
Yeah.
still, I'm a little uncomfortable though.
Yeah.
Can we say fetish?
Exactly, it's uncomfortable. Like, who is like watching this?
Amber Buddha says, is it bad that I'm jealous of their assets?
Assets.
Yes.
Child, caked up on a
Yes, that swing is crazy, yo.
Monday.
I wonder if like a male sheep from here saw the Asian sheep and it would have been like, damn, baby got back. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, they'll be like,
yeah.
is that natural?
Yeah.
Is it natural?
wow, talk
Hate
about a
to
rump
see you
roast,
leave,
yo.
but love to
So
watch you go.
Hello.
All right.
But the
Okay,
show-
well, last night was the Oscars. It's hosted by none other than Conan O'Brien, and there was a lot to take in. But here's side dish. We're only going to talk about the losers, y'all. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Oh, sad. They opened the show. They didn't take home any Oscars. Demi Moore was considered a shoo-in for Best Actress in The Substance,
good.
which I loved. But she got beat by newcomer Mikey Madison, who played a sex worker in Anora, and then Timothy Chalamet wore a yellow suit, and he got beat by Adrien Brody. How about that? We are going to talk about one winner, though, and that is Miss Zoe Saldana, who won Best Supporting Actress for Emilia Perez. And get this, guys, first Dominican-American to win an Oscar. How about that?
Oh.
How about that?
Pero like, I'm very
I
happy.
will say that the Oscars are a little bit diabolical because I know that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande kind of like performed on the earlier part of the show,
yeah,
right?
They opened it, yeah.
Yeah, and killed it. Do you think they would have performed as well if it was closer to the end of the night and they didn't win anything?
Woo! No,
And-
you got to get the performances before your categories up.
You guys, I have a very unpopular opinion.
What's that?
I think Wicked sucked. I think it lacks soul. I didn't like this. I'm not moved.
Wow.
I'm not moved by the song. I think it's just, I'm bored.
Well, can I tell you something? I ain't see Wicked.
Yeah, you ain't missed nothing.
Everybody else told me they loved
I
it.
literally went to the theater to cry.
Really?
And I walked out dry.
Had you seen it before, like on Broadway, or
Broadway,
anything?
yeah.
Was it good on Broadway?
Absolutely.
Oh, you think the
Absolutely.
movie specifically?
Yeah, it was not my cup of tea at all. So I did not even watch this performance.
Everything doesn't always port well from like
It
whether it be
doesn't.
the book
yeah.
or the stage theatrical performance to the live thing. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just don't think I was the target demo.
I think we're just starved, and I think there's all these remakes happening. We don't need another one.
That's true.
And that one could have stayed where it was at.
You think it should have stayed on stage?
Yeah, yeah, pretty gowns.
Pretty gowns.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
we go.
I'm glad that you're here, though.
you
Not
for
only to
having
come
me.
through with the hot takes. She said Wicked was mid. But me and Tana know nothing about fashion, so
Well,
we want
that's
your
fine.
take
Hello.
on some of these fashion looks from the
Okay.
Oscars last night. Let's pop it off with Zoe Kravitz.
Ooh.
She was giving a little bit of business in the front, Party Time Patrol in the back.
Oh, hello.
I
hello.
like. You know what? This is a fun take on cleavage.
Oh,
Booty
sure
cleavage
is.
in.
I like how she rotates for them. She knows what they want.
I would definitely wear that. You gotta have a nice booty crack with it, though.
Yeah.
How do you know if you have a nice booty crack?
You know, it's the length, you know, the ratio to the body. You know, you just know.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't even blink once
Yeah.
if she was walking around with that.
That's
Then you got
cute.
Meg the Stallion, who's giving Lil Kim 2025 energy.
Baby, this is not the BET Awards.
What? You don't think she looks
Are those
good?
her?
Yes. Yeah.
The memories are mammon.
She's stunning. Body is T, face, hair, but I just don't think the boobs needed to be out.
They're real and they're fat.
That was
Okay.
a lot.
Tiara.
It ain't the BET Awards.
Tiara.
But it could be.
Can we get that green photo back up?
You
The
want
big
to?
one.
Tana want to see
The
it.
big one.
The big one.
Where's
the
the
boobs.
one? Where's the one?
The big
Come
green-
on!
Come on. That is
Yeah.
inappropriate, guys.
Yeah.
Inappropriate for where though?
She's at the Vanity Fair
This is
Awards.
not.
Vanity Fair party.
Exactly.
She's not at the Oscars.
VH1, you know, award show, cool.
Yeah.
But I think this.
But
is-
I think you missed an operative point. If she would have awarded us to the actual Oscars, would have been an issue. This is an after party.
It's Vanity Fair.
Oh, this was-
yeah, you letting it hang loose.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can let it hang
I
loose
mean,
at the,
She took the big leaves off. Let the little leaves hang.
the little banana leaves.
It's been done, but
Oh, it's been done. Ooh, sorry
you
about
know-
you girlies with your pasties.
You remember when Lil
boobs
Kim
away.
had the joint and Diana
Yeah.
Ross went
And
up and checked the buoyancy?
Nicki Minaj.
That was a classic.
Big time.
Absolutely.
You also got Kanye's former muse, Julia Fox, out here looking like a drowned mermaid. Take a
Drowned?
look.
Like this
Mermaid.
one. Have you seen this?
What? See, I just feel like people are starved for moments.
See, that's the thing. Is all
I'm
these,
bored.
All these girls are out here trying to overstunt each other. Everybody's trying to stunt on the red carpet, and I don't know that pose.
We've seen her naked already, like a million times. I think she would have wowed me wearing a beautiful gown, seeing some fabric on her body. Nice, you know, fresh hair color, maybe blonde. You know, something avant-garde, but it's been done. I'm bored.
That's typical Julia Fox.
Yeah, just bored.
The wild part is, I'm sure you've seen this movie as well, Tanner. Hopefully you've seen it as well. You saw Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gem.
Uncut Gems.
My homegirl was in that movie.
She was not completely naked in Uncut Gems, and she was so sexy in that film.
She's stunning.
It made you want more.
And she got a nice little New York vibe to her. Like,
Yeah.
she's a vibe.
That's what she would buy her hair with.
Yeah.
All right, I know we gotta move on, but y'all didn't bring up Cynthia
We didn't bring up Cynthia Erivo.
and her
no.
outfit, child. Did y'all see that? It was given
Well, that's a big.
Maleficent meets the bow on top of my Christmas tree.
Oh.
It's just a lot going on, and I just really want to get like holy water.
Holy water?
Sprinkle it. I don't know, that collar is too sharp. It's scary.
Every time
The septum.
Cynthia goes outside, look like she's in character for a part.
Yeah.
She does kind of look like an X-Men villain there. The one with like the long knives coming out of the
Little
fingers.
demonic.
Can we get that back?
Little
She's about to
demonic.
Slice them up.
Who was the person
American Horror
that
Story.
Wolverine, the little
Yes.
kid in the Logan
X-23?
movie? Yeah, like X-23's cool aunt.
Nerd,
I would have
nerd
loved to
stuff
see
there.
this without the collar, maybe, because then it would have gave her a nice silhouette. But I don't know, y'all. I'm just very underwhelmed.
It's almost like she was wearing Steve Harvey's mustache.
Oh, I'm
As an
screaming!
outfit.
It's almost-
That's good.
Okay, all right.
Digital people, do your worst.
Do
Hello.
your worst.
Do your worst.
Okay, trucking along. Halle Berry. She got payback 22 years after Adrien Brody planted that big old on her on stage at the 2003 Oscars for you children out there. Halle walked, for you kids out here, Halle strolled up on Adrien and his girlfriend on the red carpet, and she did this.
Look at the body.
I'm sorry, Georgina, but I gotta do it.
Oh, she is. See, this is what I'm talking about.
In front of AC Slater, no less.
Oh, his wife is.
I had to pay him back. You know.
Wait, did they just kiss? What's going on here? Wait,
Wait, did Halle
Oh,
kiss
girl,
the
you want to kiss
girlfriend?
my man?
hold on a second. Look at how he's gripping her up.
She said, oh, you want to kiss my man? She said, yeah, we'll see you later.
Man, listen, if Adrien Brody is good as a negotiator as he is an actor, he could have possibly had the greatest after party of all time after the
probably
Oscars.
did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, you already kissed me. Like, listen, let's finish this off.
I mean, he
That's
also.
like, okay, now, does Halle turn around and kiss his girlfriend? Because if so, hold on. Here, okay,
Let's see.
Okay,
she kissed.
all right.
She's in pain. That smile was very strained.
The girlfriend?
But, yeah, definitely.
Girlfriend, oh.
But she was getting him back. He did that in front of her spouse at the time.
It's a little different. I mean, when he first did it in 2003, like, it was slightly off-putting. We can agree with that, right?
was
like,
cringy.
It was a bit much at that point in time.
Look at her, look
Yeah,
at her.
okay,
She's
yeah,
so
the classic
fine, my
Clearly
God.
not, yeah.
But it also seems like she's kind of into it because her eyes are closed.
She had to lean into it.
Yeah.
Even if she's leaning back, she's still
Yeah.
leaning in.
The body language was saying, what in the world?
Yeah, the
No,
body
I
was
like-
saying, I'm on stage at the Oscars, Adrien.
What are you doing? But yeah, the wife was definitely not too happy.
So let's just say if you was the spouse, significant other of either of those people, how would y'all have reacted to that once they got home?
I definitely probably would have made a moment out of it.
Really? What would
Yeah,
you
I
done?
would have been like, what are you doing, girl? Like, hello? Do you not see me here? I don't know. I just feel like Halle should have did it on stage, if anything.
Oh, right. That
Yeah, I
would've
just
been
feel like that was just a little, you know.
a bit much, yeah.
But payback, you know, get it whenever.
Yeah, I want that kind of revenge.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how do I set up revenge like that, where someone's like,
Yeah.
I gotta get Tanner back.
I'm gonna kiss you for everybody. You'll see.
Yeah.
Threaten me with a good time, Holly Berry.
She was ready
I'll
to
show
risk
you.
it all. She said, excuse me, gotta do this. Sorry, ma'am.
Excuse me, so sorry.
Holly said the girlfriend said, okay, that came from the chat. Holly like violence, said Justin Harris. Yeah, there's that component as well.
Wait, hold on. Is this
What?
true? His girlfriend is the ex-wife of Harvey Weinstein? Is that real?
Whoa.
Georgina.
My God.
Girl, so she's definitely in.
What? Okay. Yo,
If it was Weinstein's ex, you up for whatever.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, just to protect us. Yeah.
Yeah.
allegedly,
All right,
yeah.
y'all. So
Okay.
it's
Well,
it's
moving
time for a
on.
pup date.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
go.
Sarah Rivers, who is known as Sarah Stokes. Oh, sorry.
We got our little
Oh,
bumper music.
Got
There
it,
we go.
got it. Sarah Rivers, who is known as Sarah Stokes from the show Making the Band, is suing Diddy for $60 million.
Right.
Do I know him? Because I need some money too. In her complaint, Sarah claims Diddy sexually harassed her, committed assault and battery, and made her work under inhumane conditions where she was criticized about her appearance, amongst other claims.
Did she just watch the reruns or something?
No, she saw Cassie's payout, child.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
She want that same payment
Hello.
plan. Sarah also alleges that Diddy assaulted her while she was walking down a hallway. She claims he came towards her, backed up against the corner, repeatedly asking if she needed anything in a low voice while caressing her breast. Now, this happened. This is terrible. Very terrible.
Yeah.
But yo, man, that was like 25 years ago.
It's just tricky because, you know, my heart literally goes out to any type of victim of any person in power that, you know, has that type of hold over them. But we also need to acknowledge the fact that a lot of people are willing to do strange things for change.
Absolutely.
And now that there's a big payout, there's a lot of people that are gonna, like, you know, reach back into that chest. And then some of these claims are, like, how do we know this happened?
Yeah, I mean, because it's so long ago, and unless there's some archival footage that didn't make the show to where, like, yeah, we have somewhere on these backup reels of Making the Band of some of these things happening. Because here's the thing, like, no one has the right to tell anybody when they can decide that they're a victim or not.
True.
But the public, the optics is gonna look crazy if you're coming out asking for money just because you saw this work in the favor of somebody else who had something happen to them and they wanted to try to cash out.
The other thing is, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put my foot all the way in it, and people can come for me on it.
They gonna come for you.
The entertainment industry is not nice
At all.
And she's a gorgeous human being, but to be in the entertainment industry and to try to become a pop star and to say that someone ridiculed your looks, unfortunately, that's part of, like, trying to play this game. Now, them forcing themselves upon you physically, them putting you in scenarios in which you do not have any control and you cannot leave, that's very different. But it's his prerogative if he doesn't like a person's look and he's trying to put together a pop band. Like, that can't be something that you're trying to, he didn't say he didn't like the way I looked in court. I'm sorry, that's not gonna get you $60 million. Now, like you said, HK, if you can show up with proof about these other things that he did, like the physical things that he did, that's very different.
And allegedly, her husband was around. So, like, where was he?
What
was he doing?
I know for a fact that her husband was.
Oh.
'Cause I used to watch the hell out of Making a Band, and I was still, like, orbiting around New York a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I would see them out and about, not filming, but just out and about. Her husband was always within a few feet of her. Like, you know, like she.
My
Like,
man
they
would
was
have
joined at
punched
the
him in the
hip.
face, and he would have been like, "Baby, I'm sorry."
He would have risked
You
it
lost
all
your
for
opportunity.
defending his chick, I feel.
We've been talking about this Puff Daddy stuff for a while, and this is gonna, I believe the court case, you guys check me out in the back, I believe this is coming up in May, is when the first time he's gonna show up in court. I believe that's May. But here's the thing about a case like what she has, is unless she has, like, hard evidence, and I'm talking photos, recordings, anything like that, witnesses, anything like, which could be her husband, but at the same time, if it is her husband, like, Diddy's lawyers are gonna rip them to pieces in court.
Yeah. And unfortunately,
some of
Like, that's the truth of
Some
that.
of these claims are getting, like, really outlandish. I saw one over the weekend, right? And maybe you saw it too. The headline was, male Diddy accuser accuses Diddy of sodomizing him while he was bragging about killing Tupac. No matter what kind of psycho you are, I don't think you're gonna do both things.
and see,
You're not gonna do both things. You're not gonna, like, assault a man while bragging about a murder. But you guys in the chat, you can debate amongst
leave
yourselves.
Diddy. Don't. Let's leave Diddy away.
Oh, the Bonnet Blogger says, I would sue Diddy for making me travel for that cheesecake alone. Look, they went across almost all of New York City for that.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break. Is Princess Love a lawyer now and has Omarion stopped singing to the JJ? Can you believe that, Tiarra? We're going to be back with all that in just 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Side Dish. Shout out to the chat. Rashonda Watson said, how would you know what a person would say while they sexually assault someone? Not that. That would just be crazy, but I digress. Anyway, Tiarra, it has been so dope having you hang out here with us tonight. So for those who are new to the zoo, right, you are a lifestyle, beauty and fashion influencer. How did you get your career started in that influencer space?
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy how this is related to Cassie.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, but really quick, I started singing on YouTube, and people would be like, because Cassie had popped off, like, and I was like, oh, I can sing too.
Okay.
And I started doing hair tutorials because they were like, you sound great, but how'd you do your hair? So it literally turned into like a hair channel. I used to do like hair tutorials, celebrity-inspired makeup looks, and that just catapulted into this huge beauty career. I did a makeover show with E, and we won a Webby.
Congrats.
Yeah, so it's just been a fun career. I mean, I couldn't have like dreamt this up. And YouTube is just like a great place for creatives to just kind of find themselves.
Oh, that's super cool.
Because people always want to come and learn something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you're there providing it in a dope way, yeah, hell yeah. Congrats.
And we got to talk about something. You're actually married to one of my cousins.
I am married to one of your cousins.
And there's a lot of stereotypes about my folks. Some of us wash our legs. What was something that you were pleasantly surprised by?
Oh my God, my husband's hygiene is so on point.
Yeah.
He does use washcloths.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so he exfoliates, he cleans. He's one of the cleanest, like, type A guys that I know. So yeah, I think the shower thing, like, he is next to God with that.
Okay.
But I did have to put the white boy on to Sazon.
Sazon?
Yeah,
Oh, to season it?
You don't use Sazon?
Are you talking about Vidal Sassoon or what?
No.
Sazon, Tanner. It's like it's
Sazon?
a seasoning.
What is Sazon?
Oh, I gotta get you some, friend.
Yo,
You missing out.
It's going to elevate anything you cook.
Is that like Tony Shasheri's?
I don't know, Tony.
Tony Chachery? That's the Cajun seasoning?
Oh, I don't know, Tony, but you need
What's
some
Sazon?
Sazon.
What is it? What flavor?
It's like, I can't even explain
There's more than
it.
one Sazon, and there's also some other brands that say they got Sazon
Right.
in it, but you got to get the real Sazon brand.
You'll literally be addicted to
It's
it.
like a multicolored, you can get
It's
it like
red.
a box form, like
Okay.
it's like a yellow, red, orange hue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the Lowry season. Oh, I know Lowry season.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like a Hispanic version of.
Oh, okay.
ours, Yeah.
Oh, it's Hispanic.
It's
I
a
love
base
it.
for everything that goes on: fish, chicken, shrimp, all the things.
Let's go. That's my jam.
Yeah.
So what's a surprising thing that you've learned since sharing your life online?
Oh my gosh, how like over familiar like people are with you. And I guess like on a smaller scale, it's like I'm not a celebrity, I'm a regular person, but people really think they like know you based on what you share, and it still freaks me out to this day. I'm like, you do not know me. Like, but people will tell you about yourself, and it's like, I don't know, like I'm not used to that still to this day, and I've been doing this probably for 17 years now.
Oh,
I was
wow.
17 when I started, so
Wow.
yeah, it still freaks me out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But also, like, kudos to you for sticking with it, because I'm sure there were times that you were
I
like,
done
maybe
left,
not. You
I
know?
done left several times and
Yeah.
like built businesses, and I was just so afraid that they would click the off button on YouTube. So I was like, oh, I gotta make money outside of this. So I had like salons and, you know, 7-figure like e-commerce brands, thank God. But yeah, I was always afraid, and YouTube is the only platform that hasn't clicked the off switch. So I'm really grateful.
I'm glad you had the foresight to see that far ahead to like plan just in case
I was
one thing
scared.
isn't working.
I was
You
scared.
should
Wait,
be.
so what's next? What are you working on next? What's the next big Tiarra project?
Well, I've been taking a lot of time to get to know myself, because living online for years, I feel like I kind of was morphing into this avatar version of myself. So I took like the last year to really get to know myself, go to therapy. But I am starting a community for neurodivergent creatives,
Okay.
because I was recently diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
And I think it's been my superpower, but I wish that I knew this earlier and I had the tools to really like hone in on it. So
too.
I want to create it. You too, friend?
Yeah, I found out like late in life. It's like,
Wow,
oh, that's
late diagnosis.
why.
Come on, cousin.
Yeah,
Oh,
this makes sense.
This makes sense. Yeah, a lot of your behaviors. But anyway, I want to create a community for women and men so that they can just have support and, you know, not get taken advantage of, but really tap into their true power. It's a
very cool.
superpower.
Fair enough.
All
Yo,
right.
well, we're so glad to
So glad-
have
yeah.
this award-winning energy.
I know,
You know what I'm
right?
saying? In the hot seat today. Appreciate you, and they loving you in the chat, yo.
Hey, chat.
All right, y'all. Well, a Princess Love stopped by the Morning Hustle show, and she gave an update on the status of her and Ray J's divorce, and shared how she ended up representing herself in the divorce. Check this out.
Have y'all been going back and forth with court? Because we haven't heard much about.
So I had a lawyer, and I had a very like expensive and ruthless lawyer, and he wanted me to like get full custody of the kids and get all this money, and you know, it's like I'm not trying to be on bad terms with the father of my kids. So, you know, Ray and I came to an agreement, and my lawyer was not happy with it. And he said, I'm not going to sign off on that. So if you want to, you can do that, but you have to fire me as your lawyer. What? So I fired him as my lawyer. I'm working as my own attorney right now.
Really?
Yes. Because I just don't want to fight, you know? So we came to an agreement. Yeah, so we're literally like days away.
Why would the lawyer not?
Well, a lawyer might quit because that means the cut that they get could be lower.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, she's gonna end up having to build her own house, like defending herself in court. Like, Ray J's a very smart individual, and he's not going into anything to lose. So you gotta have all your, and I don't know Princess Love very well, but you gotta have all your T's crossed, your I's dotted when you go in there against somebody who's gonna probably have the dopest lawyer that one can have.
I mean, is Ray J like fighting her? Because I mean, it sounds like she just wants to like, you know, throw in the cards and walk away. So if they're just mutually saying no, why can't they just
Well, there's
rip
also
up the paper?
that Cali component too, because I think if you get married in California,
California.
sometimes you're entitled to a certain
That's why you go to
amount
law
of
school.
things.
Yeah, you get X percentage of stuff. Like
Got
it's
it.
just kind of mandated there in the city. But still, not to have a lawyer represent you at all, I would just imagine there's going to be like pitfalls that you don't see. You don't know what you don't know.
I mean, anyway, I think we can see this on TV. You know, this would be a cool like reality show.
I feel like they figured out a way to flip all this stuff into a reality show, you know, like
Oh,
with
man.
their whole thing.
Would you represent yourself?
What kind of crime? Because there's certain things I feel confident in my ability to like go up there and defend myself and speak my truth. I know divorces get dirty, family law courts get dirty, and really, the legal system in courts is just a lying contest. Because there are people who be actively defending people who know they're guilty, but it's like, what's the most magnificent lie I can tell? Or web I can spin to make it seem like this person is in the right, and they're in the wrong. So,
Well, I pray we never see you in court.
yeah, because like I
divorce,
definitely would,
yeah.
in most scenarios, not represent
All right.
myself because I don't believe in the system.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, Omarion stopped by the Breakfast Club, and when DJ Envy asked him why don't R&B singers sing like they used to, all that begging, pleading, singing in the rain stuff, here's what he had to say.
People don't sing to the vagina anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they don't
sing to the
ask.
vagina.
That's fact. Yeah, the vagina has changed.
Oh. Has it?
You can get them made now.
Omarion.
You gotta
I
make
mean-
sure they're not genetically modified.
Genetically modified vagina.
Yeah, the vagina has changed.
What do you mean it's changed?
You said Yanni.
It definitely changed.
Yeah, I feel like, there's this thing called soft girl era, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it just,
What that got to do with
I
the
feel
vagina
like it's
Soft
so
girl
materialistic, you know what I mean? Like, in order to really, swoon a woman, you have to really find a particular type and you have to appeal to her, differently than you maybe had to appeal
That's
to her,
dating
generally
again.
speaking, back in the day. You know what I mean? So I would say it's different, how you can wake up those senses. It depends on the woman, you know what I mean? Because some women will not be turned on by a nice guy, you know what I mean? Some women get turned on by assholes and people who are disrespectful and call them out their names. Some women are really just into that.
I don't even know where he was landing. He started off saying that the JJ's modified and then soft girl era.
There's a lot going on there, but it also just kind of seems like maybe those kind of songs just aren't popular anymore. They're just not hitting on the radio like they used to, you know?
'Cause people used to do doo-wop.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really cool sound, but no one's doing that.
Man, we're not doing it anymore.
I just feel like the men are lazy. I think the price has went up on women because, women are making more money.
For
and
sure.
that really stresses a lot of men out. And I think Omarion was able to sprinkle his little dust and girls to drop their panties. And now you got to actually put in some work, sir. The girls are making money.
And I think there are also a pocket of women too, because I never like to overgeneralize because there's also a pocket of women too. We get that soft stuff out of here. You know what I mean? Like, the second somebody try to like be like vulnerable, emotional, try to work that angle because we go to clubs sometimes and see what women react to. Y'all like the hard stuff.
Yeah.
You said you don't want to overgeneralize, and then you did the y'all.
Well, but also here's
Y'all
the
in the
thing:
club.
is like you got to look at what he was even talking about. Is his whole thing is like basically what used to work doesn't work anymore. And so I think part of it is like a little bit of what you were talking about there, Tiarra, where it's like the low effort that he might have used to put in isn't cutting it anymore. It's not even necessarily
he's
about
faulty.
finance, but so much as like, no, you do need to learn an individual and how to access that person's emotional safety and make them feel good and those kinds of things.
And respectfully, like you
Yeah.
have to grow up at some point. Like
It's
he's
true.
in what? He's like in his mid-30s, I guess. you know, you got to grow up. Get yourself a wife and settle down.
But
Relax.
you know, like I know we've talked about him about like you know like the
ethically non-monogamous.
There we go.
The E&Ms and
Team
the polys.
Neo.
Yo, he's in such a different space than a majority of the people that are also in his field. Because like, I've watched more interviews with Omarion than most hetero people should. It all started when I saw him one day on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It's a great interview if you ever get a chance to pull it up on YouTube. And he's just in such an elevated headspace. Most people will not understand where he's coming from because the things he's speaking on, he's speaking from his personal experiences. And his experiences are very unique.
Yeah.
Because if you're Omarion, you attracting a certain type of person, you in a certain type of environment. So a lot of these things check out and read for him. And that's why he moves how he moves.
The Neos and the Omarions and the Nick Cannons and the Elon Musks of the world are functioning in a different way than the average person.
I just.
And they also have different people throwing themselves at them for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's probably aged out of the fanatic fans. He just has to pay out a little.
Yeah, now the Fanatic fans have cars and a little bit of disposable income. They can pull up on you wherever. It's scary. It's scary out there.
Bianca thinks he's trying to manipulate. Ms. Naughty says, I love nice guys, don't need a thug. But
We
you don't
don't
like
need
them
the
that
thugs.
nice. You don't like
No,
them.
we like them nice. The problem is it's performative. Like, just say if you want to get down and dirty, say that. Women are so open now.
This is true.
Yeah, like we don't need, like, just be honest. Like, don't be a nice guy because you want to smash.
Well, yeah, that's manipulation in and of itself. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be back here in just a minute with some hot takeouts. We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll see you when we get back.
All right.
I've been working on it.
Welcome back to Side Dish. It's time for some hot takeout. Now on the It's Giving podcast, self-love guru and serial entrepreneur Dr. Sara Fortenot was asked if she would save her husband or kids in a sinking boat scenario, and her response sparked some controversy. Check it out.
Oh, we're coming back. Just giving us just a second. We're getting the assets lined up here.
I mean,
her husband or her kids in a sinking boat.
Scenario. You're married with a child. Yes. You and your husband and your child go out on your sailboat. Okay. The sailboat gets struck. It's sinking.
Yeah.
Who are you going to save? The child or your husband?
Look, I would choose my child's father because we can make more children. This is an impossible choice. You also have to understand that my hierarchy in my life.
I agree.
God,
There we go.
My man,
husband,
my
children,
children,
and everything else.
And also, I just want to emphasize spouse. Let me tell you this. This is why having an integrity point and barometer with self is so important. Because if somebody said to me, you let your kids die and you saved your husband, absolutely. Now, it's not to say that I wouldn't grieve, that I wouldn't be sad. I'd probably ask myself, did I make the right choice? Oh my God, are we ever going to have children again? You know, I'm getting up there in age. Having kids is hard. All of these things are real things. But I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody has to say about any decision that I made because I did it and I meant it.
That was rough.
I agree.
What is this? What does she do? She's a what?
That's Sarah Fortenot.
Sarah Fortenot? What
Yeah,
is
she's a self-love guru.
She's an aquatic safety expert?
If you're a self-love guru, that means you do it to yourself a lot, or like, how does that work?
Good night.
Yeah, I don't know.
You do it to yourself a lot. No, she's just encouraging people to choose self, but
we don't know if she's married or has kids. Let's let that record hit the court.
Okay.
Why does that matter?
Because she's speaking hypothetically as opposed to like having a child or having a husband. It's like a lot of people say, it was like, I would do this to my spouse. No, you're spotting hot takes.
Yeah. Like
Well,
when
I
you work with hypotheticals, your opinion kind of half matter because you don't have no real skin in the game.
I feel like I've heard this from women. Like, women that have a husband, women that have kids. Like,
Would let their kids drown?
I think that sounds terrible. Naturally, like letting your kids drown, but I would save my husband too. And then we can go back together and save the kids.
Interesting. How old are the kids?
I mean, we're speaking in hypotheticals, but I mean, hopefully they're old enough to swim.
Fair enough.
I'm going to get my man.
Because all of these things have a variable in it. Like, are you married to the person? Because if not, then okay, a little less skin in the game. Are y'all married?
She said husband.
I know, but I'm just.
She said husband. She said kids.
Okay.
She said I'm choosing my man.
How fast would I be canceled if I was like, yo, I'm gonna let them
Nobody can
kids
cancel you.
drown. I'm saving my boo.
That sounds terrible.
Because that's the truth. That's what it is.
So do we want to like live in a pleasant society where you say things you don't mean? Like, should I just say, I'm going to save my children and then go back and get my
I want you
husband?
to be
think it's one of those things
unapologetic
that-
self.
Right, and she's saying, listen, I'm going to save my man because we can make more kids.
This is how I know she doesn't have kids, is because like the birth of a child changes adults dramatically.
How you know?
How do I know? I'm walking through the earth as a regular human. You see it everywhere you go. You talk to anyone who's had a kid.
So you're saving the kids first?
Absolutely.
You're saving the kids first.
I want you to know I'm saving my sister's children before I'm saving my sister.
Whoa.
This is not a, I don't understand how this is
I'm so glad you're not my
confusing.
brother, Tana, because you
like,
better save me.
I promise I'll save all 5 of your kids. Like, I'm getting all the kids out of there.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna save the kids because my wife would be too sad to be around if we lost one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I gotta save them.
Somebody
I got
said
no
I'm
choice.
saving my kids.
You realize
Okay.
everyone's saving their
Not
kids.
me.
This is a ridiculous. Yeah.
Man, my
I'll
man.
drown before my kids. Thanks, Ms. Naughty. You guys get in the comments and bring some common sense in here.
Guess I'll have the unpopular opinion with her. So speaking of
But real quick before you go on to that,
okay.
do you realize how often it would come up in arguments if you didn't save the kid?
Yeah.
And like,
I've had this conversation.
you couldn't even save your kids.
Yeah, I also spend a decent amount of time on the water. Like, I see this stuff I've been there, you know?
It's almost like trauma.
Yeah.
Like to even think about it. Anyway, I digress.
I'm glad you guys are saving the kids. I mean, somebody got to save the men too. I'll do it. So speaking of choosing men, it appears that a lot more women are choosing not to post their man on social media. Ex-user almost tweeted the question, why don't women post their men anymore? I think the scarcity of men has women scared of losing their man by posting him.
Interesting.
I think they're trying to keep their options open is what I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's the exact opposite.
I think a lot of women are just afraid of someone else claiming their man. Because, you know, when you're dating, you're sharing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're non-exclusive. So it's like, I'm not going to embarrass myself by posting my man if somebody else is going on a date with him next week.
Does that make someone their man, though? Like, if you're just dating, or we talk about a
them?
relationship?
I mean, it's a very huge statement when you post a man online.
It does seem like a level up in the relationship because it's one thing like, you know, because women and guys I've seen do this too. They'll do a thing where they'll post like the hand.
Oh, that's the soft launch.
Yeah, like the
And
pre-opening.
it's content. Like, everything's for content these days. People love to blur their man's face. I mean, I personally didn't post my man for a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. It's just like I was getting to know you, and I'm a public figure of sorts, so I don't need everybody in my business.
And when you finally did you have remorse? Like, because for the same reasons that you held off for so long, and now that it's finally out there, did you feel any differently about it once you did it?
No, I guess I vetted him so well.
There we go.
Okay.
I vetted the heck out of this man. He wasn't a clout chaser. He wasn't trying to start like an interracial couples YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Because that was a lot of what I experienced.
That's a
like,
very specific
the
niche.
swirl-
No,
channel?
literally, there are men. I had like white men literally like, oh my God, you know, such and such, we could do a channel like that too. And I'm like, blocked. But yeah, he didn't have a huge digital footprint, and he's not interested in my industry. So
there you go.
I posted him with a capital P.
I think it's all about security. Once you get secure in the relationship, like if you're not comfortable posting, it's because you're not secure in the relationship.
Yeah.
And then some people who like post like their dude too much, when the relationship crumbles, like World Trade Tower number 6, you have to go do so much untangling and deactivate.
Well,
and I'm one of those people, I don't believe in deleting old posts. Like, yo, this was a history. This was a story. This happened. I dated this person.
You also hear like the weird sort of like flip side of it, which is like people who brag too much about their relationship on social media have a much more fragile relationship than they would like people to believe. They're trying to put that image forward to let everybody, oh, things are so good. But they're not.
We just live in a digital age where everything is commodified. Everything is for likes, views. I'm doing better than you. I'm loved. I'm chosen. I'm picked.
Lily Monroe here.
Know.
Also, people on the internet hate everything. No matter what you do, you can't win. So haters coming in no matter what.
Yeah, even going back to that last topic, there's nothing right she could have said.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an army that is going to rise up against whatever you said for the opposing view, and you just can't go wrong.
Yeah, there's team drown your kids and team drown your husband, and one of them's going to be upset.
Not what?
Huh?
She didn't say drown the kid. Lord.
It makes it specific so we know who we're talking about.
Yeah, we got to know. We got to know about these kids. Why didn't they have life jackets on? Okay, moving on. How old is too old to go to the club? In the club, we all fam.
We all fam.
So our friends over at Hollywood Unlocked posted a question on their social media over the weekend, and it got people talking. They asked, at what age should you stop clubbing?
And of course, the responses were mixed. One person commented, when the hangover lasts 2 days to recover.
Oh my God.
Another one stated, they make clubs for every age.
Exactly.
Get in where you fit in.
Another said 30s is the cutoff, but then someone else said that their mom is in their 60s and she's in the club every week.
Yeah, okay, so get down in the chat. Tell us any old head in the club scenarios you faced. That 2-day hangover for me is where I had to start drawing the line.
Really?
Yeah, like
I'm there now. The
Are you
alcohol.
hungover?
Child, y'all had me out last night.
Oh,
no, I'm
sorry.
kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like alcohol just doesn't agree with me the way that it used to. But I feel like there's clubs, like they said, for different age groups. I personally like to hang out with older people now. So like I'll go to like the little jazz clubs and do a little 1-2, 1-2.
Sure, yeah. I go to the fitness club. That's the only club that I like hanging out in much of these days.
Man, I go to this one club where like I walk around, people feed me. A lot of people know me.
Club bed, club home.
Costco.
Costco.
Yeah.
Club
And
members only.
And you can go as much as you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I
a
like
vibe.
Club Costco. Yeah, I mean the club just isn't as fun as it used to be.
Because nobody goes to the club and dance. I can count on one hand. Like, I was at the spot in Oakland. Shout out to Sway and shout out to my man Big Vaughn. I was at this club in Oakland over the weekend. People were dancing. They was having a good time.
Nobody gets tore up no more.
No, people was definitely getting tore up. Oh, they was getting tore up, and I think that made them dance more.
Oh, sure.
Then there was a spot here in Atlanta called MJQ. They just moved to a new location.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the new one.
Oh.
But people go, they dance, they have a
I
good
wanna
time.
go.
See, I like stuff like that.
Me too.
I've been to a couple of
I
those.
want my wig hanging on by a thread.
Oh, by a thread?
We can get
it?
That's a risky evening.
I want to limp out, you know?
Like, what's the last club you went to and like legit had a good time, Tanner?
Oh, me? Ooh, I don't do too hot at clubs. I mean, I don't, because I will dance, but it's like so loud, and like my game is like you have to be able to hear me talk, and then I'm like, hey girl, about different, and like they don't, you know.
I like R&B night now. Like that's cool. Like, you know, play the old school music. I don't know. I'm just the section culture ruined the club. And I think everyone's just there to look cute, take photos. It's just boring. I'm over it. I'm just really unimpressed lately.
It seems like you've done a lot to the point to where, like, hey, listen, your thrills are gonna come in different ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with outgrowing something that you feel like no longer serves you. You know what I mean?
Yo, give me a good wine bar or even just a good happy hour at a nice to upper class restaurant. Like that's all I need.
With some music.
Yeah, with a little music in the background.
If there were two doors to choose, and one door was like a party or a club that had like hookah, and the other one,
the hookah.
and the other one had charcuterie.
Give me
I'm in my charcuterie era, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
we getting it, yeah.
When you start needing WD-40, it's time to stay home. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's squeaky, squeaky. If you don't know any of the songs that are being played in the club, you might need to bounce. And that happens on both sides, because now that they got these Southern soul clubs where like the over 60 crew be at, I don't be knowing none of them weird little
I like
sounding
those little
songs.
line dance clubs.
This is also how I knew is like when I had to start using my flashlight to read menus on places. That's when I know I was too old. Okay, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute break. When we come back, we got some celebrity birthdays and everybody's favorite game.
Whose cousin is it?
We'll see you in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Side Dish. Looking in the chat, shout out to Nicole O'Brien who said, Club Quarantine was right up my alley. Yo, during the pandemic when D-Nice was setting it off and just playing them joints to make you feel good, oh, those were sweet times. Yeah. But anyway,
Takes me back.
It's Monday, and you know what that means, man. It's time for a rap recap. It's when I talk about all the things that happened over the course of the weekend and put it in a bow for you. Here you go.
Welcome to March, time to get it going. Spring is on the way, time to get the body toned in. Plan a trip, get your dough right. It's tax season, Uncle Sam's a hoe, right? Oscars the other night, big night for some. In Memoriam got fumbled, they producers, are you dumb? On guard, R.I.P. to Tony Todd, the candy man. And Final Destination, catch your bodies on a family plan. Shannon Doherty, Michelle Trachtenberg. Life is crazy, in fact, it's a blur. R.I.P. Gene Hackman, who death looks suspicious. Sunday investigation like Lex Luthor did it. Stone. Now this one really hit me in my heart, cause she's such a superhuman being, my light chiseled in art. You might know the Neo Soul, but did you know she's in a group called Sequence and was nice with the flow? Kept her heads ringing before Snoop and Dre. Wish you a peaceful journey, you helped pave the way. Javante Davis almost caught a fade. Homie took a knee, then blamed it on his braids. Plus wrestling got real wild. Did you hear John Cena is a heel now? Oh yeah, a heel is a bad guy if you didn't know. He turned to Cody Rhodes and left him bloody on the floor. Travis Scott gotta hit him, let me tell y'all the deal. The mother dudes was playing, but he did it for real. Ooh, you shouldn't have did that, shouldn't have did that. Cody Rhodes, please get your lick back. Captain America's #1 again. Haters suck it cause they hate to see you win. Tell a friend, really, tell a friend. Do the impossible, smile, do it again. Tell a friend, really, tell a friend. Side Dish, tune in, watch it again.
You ate that.
Thank you so much, yo. Hey, man, appreciate everybody tapping in on that. And, yeah, man, that John Cena thing, it hurt. It hurt, man. Like, yo, he switched up.
Didn't see it coming. Well, that's what they do. That's what they do. They go heel eventually.
It's a soap opera for men.
I'm like,
all right, so if today is your birthday, you're blowing out candles with Seventh Heaven and the Sinner actress Jessica Biel.
Oh, Jessica.
Mrs. Timberlake. She turns 43 years
And
old.
Senorita songstress Camila Cabello is 28.
Oh my gosh, Modern Family mom Julie Bowen is 55.
An iconic wild thing. Rapper Tone Loc is 59.
Track and field icon and 6-time Olympic medalist Jackie Maggie Joyner-Kersee is 63.
She fast.
Yeah.
And former NFL running back and Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker is also 63.
Potential Georgia politician there.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely not getting the cake.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, Herschel.
Sorry, Hersh.
I got to give it up to Julie Bowen. I was bartending way, way back years ago, and she came up to me and she was like, "Where do you keep the secret cigarettes?"
Oh.
And then I sent my bar back out of the bar down to a corner store to buy some cigarettes and not tell her and keep them up. I was like, "I have some if you need
That's
some."
dope. I hope you
And
got a
so,
good
yeah.
tip.
Yeah, it was a fun evening.
Shout out to Julie Bowen. Like, I love Modern Family. Who you giving the cake to?
I mean, I'm give the cake slices to everybody because I don't really know half of them folk, but the first one. I'm gonna give a
you only
slice
knew
to
the person
everybody.
from Seventh Heaven?
Yeah, that's
Jessica
it.
Biel?
Jessica Biel,
Yeah,
that's
and
it.
Hersh.
You don't know Tone Loc?
No.
Funky Cole Medina?
I don't know who that is.
Wild Thing?
No.
Fair enough. Okay, like, you know,
No.
he had 2 big songs and they were all in the same year, so
Is
I
that-
understand.
wait.
So I get paid to do the wild thing.
Yeah.
Bam.
He was in that movie Fort Fairlane with
Yeah, I
Andrew Dice
remember
Clay.
that.
He was in one of those Ace Ventura movies as
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm gonna give the cake to Tone Loc because I remember one time he was performing at a festival, right? And then he started moving a certain way on stage, and everybody's like, "Oh snap! We didn't know Tone Loc had moves." Come to find out, he was having a seizure on stage, and he's doing okay now, obviously, because he celebrated a birthday. But Tone Loc, man, keep doing the wild thing, baby.
all right.
We got enough cake for everybody.
Yeah, we'll give out a sheet cake. We got cake for Jackie. We got cake
get
for
a
Tone
cake.
there
You
from
get a
Franklin
cake.
Bacon.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
loving it. We loving it. Eat up the cake, y'all. Well, listen, we're gonna eat up this break because we need to run back and go to commercial. But Tiarra, we need your help.
Okay.
Solving a crime.
Oh, I love to solve crimes.
Women are the best detectives in the world. When we come back, we got everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it?
Uh-oh.
Hey, welcome back to Side Dish, and big major happy birthday shout out to Nicole O'Brien in the chat. You get some of this virtual cake. Enjoy. What kind of icing do you want?
I just want to take just a quick second here to just acknowledge how vicious you guys are out here in these comments. Tiffany Jade Griffin Bell said, she just told y'all she only dates white men. She don't know Tone Loc.
One man. Hello? That's like asking him to know every African-American artist in America.
It's a bonus if they do know, though.
Yeah, but I don't expect him to.
Something tells me he knows quite a few. You know what I'm saying?
He's very cultured. But I guess I'm not.
I'm sure he know who Tone Loc is.
Yeah. Ask him who Tone Loc
He
is.
should know. This is people's.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, yo, it's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it?
Okay, so Tiarra, we're going to ask you to do
They're
a
going to
little...
cook me for this one?
No,
too?
you're good. You're going to be fine.
We're all in the same gang. Tone Loc was on that song.
Yeah. So this is going to make sense when we're done. We're going to give out hints, and we're going to need you to racially profile somebody. And that person might be my cousin, might be HK's cousin, could be someone else's cousin who's not represented here on the stage with us tonight.
Okay.
Yep, so here we go. Details, people. A woman in Monroe, North Carolina was arrested after allegedly locking her boyfriend in a storage unit for almost a week with no food and water. Damn, what did he do?
What did he do? He let them kids drown. According to a police report, the male victim claimed his girlfriend lured him in by asking him to grab something from the back of the unit, and when he crawled in, bam, she slammed the door shut and said, "This is what you get."
It's giving misery. That man was in there for days before he finally found his phone and called 911, but plot twist, after the woman was arrested for kidnapping and attempted murder, the boyfriend came to her defense and said the cops got it all wrong.
Oh, this is a trauma bond. He said what had happened was she left to grab food and he fell asleep. When she came back, he didn't hear her calling for him.
There we go.
So she just assumed he left to see an ex and locked the unit, thinking that he had ghosted her.
There we go.
This just got a whole lot messier. All right, listen, in the chat, whose cousin do y'all think this is?
Oh, wow.
They're already running with it. They're definitely saying Tanner's cousin,
Yeah.
I think it's
Tannersville.
Tanner's cousin.
Yeah.
But I only think it's Tanner's cousin because he clearly did something wrong. He deserved that. He knew it. He said, you know what, baby, I'm sorry. And, you know, he did his time.
Oh, he did his time? He had solitary?
Yeah.
You put him in solitary?
Little fasting, you know.
4 days in there.
Yeah, he fasted and recollected on what he did. And he won't
Jen
do it
Buzz
again.
says us, unfortunately, Tanner.
I think when we do anything in the storage unit space, it's a full storage unit, so there won't be enough room for a person to go in there and like
Get lost in the back.
Yeah, like nah, we're gonna have a full storage unit that we'll eventually lose within the next year or two because we didn't pay the
Tiarra,
bill.
this is how they do me in the comments. In the latest news on Thomas Lane in the middle of Tannersville.
It is your cousin.
Oh, did you see Mr. Quinn who said this sounds too charcoonish? This also sounds chalky.
Caucasian.
Caucasian. Yeah, Tanner, it's your people's.
Do you think it's my cousin?
Yeah.
All right, okay, we're in consensus then. We've got 3 whites.
Oh, Kenny Burrell says blackity black.
Oh! Listen, sometimes we
No,
are
she would have just
shocked.
socked him in the face. She would have just punched him in the face.
We are very often shocked on here.
Yeah.
It happens.
Tanner cousin.
It happens.
Oh, also, I know it wasn't us because like a few days later, his phone still had a charge. Our phone would have been dead.
Oh. That's a key.
Like we'd have left the house with the phone at 38%.
It's very suspicious that it took him days to find his phone anyhow.
Facts.
But if it was dark.
Okay, but I would
feeling
find
around in the.
it's taking me 1 hour to find my
Wait,
phone.
why was his phone out of his pocket? Okay.
All right, we're gonna.
Okay, ready to do that thing? We say move that van.
All right.
Is what we say.
1, 2, 3.
Move
that van! That's my mom.
Surprise, surprise.
Robin Deaton is this woman's name.
I knew it.
Yeah.
He did something. Look at her eyes. He did something to her.
That basically came out exactly how we thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He learned his lesson.
Why do I look so white under this light? Look at how Wow.
But what do you think the trigger point was to make her lock him in there? Like,
what did he do?
Yeah.
God,
Think he
whatever
had-
it was.
She found a online profile for him or something? Like,
She
what you
wanted
going to
him
do
to
on Bumble?
Yeah,
She
right.
wanted him to be hungry,
Yeah.
scared, alone.
She probably searced how long can a person live in a storage
There
container
we
with
go,
no food,
without
no
water.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I can leave him in there for a couple
Dexter
days.
style. Yeah, I like her. She's
People's
Sagittarius.
people's search history be very telling.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, yo, Tiarra, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
And
I
where
had
can
so much fun
people
with y'all.
find you, tap into more of their energy and all that good stuff?
Well, I am Tiarra Monet on every platform for the most part. So yeah, just see your girl. You know, I'm gonna have different hair.
Okay.
But yeah.
And you're coming back later. We got you joining us later.
I'm
so
coming
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
This is not the last time you're going to see Tiarra Monet on Side Dish.
All
Okay,
right,
you
so
do
y'all
side
be
dish.
safe, man. Share and like, and we'll rinse, repeat, and do it again manana.
We're going to see you tomorrow. Then we're going to see you Thursday.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh yeah, eat that.
It's time for today's face-off on Fox Soul. Challengers Quan LX and Big Angry Adams ready to go blow by blow on those hot topics. Face-off on Fox Soul starts right now.
Hello, Zoe. I'm Cristina Ibanez. I'm from Webedia, representing Senses Eating, which is a Mexican outlet. I gotta say that it has been A lot of things has been said about the movie, about trans people, about empowering women, but less has been said about Mexico, which is the heart of it. So what would you say about this, the heart of this movie, but also about the topic, who is really hurtful for us Mexicans?
First of all,